Hi guys, it's Jamie Geller. I am here at Efrat in the heart of Yerushalayim. I know that sounds confusing, but the organization is called Efrat. It looks like I'm in a baby layette, like in a registry, and that's exactly where I am, but this is a very unique, special registry. Now, it's hard for me because when I come on camera, I smile and you know how much I love you and I have so much like excitement to share something with you and to connect with you again. But I really was just crying for the last hour. This has been the most intense hour of my week so far. What day is it? Is it Monday? It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Okay, I can't even wait to see what the rest of the week has in store for me. It's been incredibly emotional. I spent the last hour getting to know this organization that is nothing like what I thought it was. I came here with one notion and one concept of what Efrat does, and I left feeling like this is something that we need to be part of. You know that my entire goal and mission in life is to use our relationship, this community, on this platform to help the Jewish people and to help Israel and to help make the world a better place. Period. And it's my honor, it's Hakar Satov. I have tremendous appreciation to Hashem, to God, and for the privilege that I have to do that and for us to do this together. I actually have some big news coming up that we did together that you don't even realize, guys. So stay tuned for that. That's coming in the next few weeks. But this is what we do here. And today we are at Efrat. It's an organization whose mission is to make sure that every woman who wants to have a child, I'm being very specific with my language, who wants to have a child can. Everything is offered to help support this woman emotionally, with medical assistance, and with starting off her baby's life. Efrat has saved over 83,000 babies since it was started here in Israel by a Holocaust survivor. 83,000 babies, 3,500 babies a year. Now, let me just explain what the organization does. It helps to assist women, counseling them. As I said, I met the most amazing social worker, Ruti. You guys are gonna meet her and you're gonna love her and you're gonna wanna volunteer. You see her heart is open and therefore your heart opens when you speak to her. And I think that the counseling for women who feel alone or lonely or who feel who are making a decision about having a baby because of socioeconomic pressure, financial crisis, living below the poverty line. There's so many reasons why. Ruti could write a book, by the way, on the reasons behind. I know maybe she and Nir, you'll meet Rabbi Nir. Are you a rabbi?
No,
I feel like he is a rabbi. But okay, you're going to meet Nir soon and we're going to talk. We're going to give you some specific stories about how Efrat helps. But really the counseling and being the emotional support is tremendous. Now you're going to meet Ruti and you're going to be like, great, this is amazing. How does this one person help 3,500 women? Do you want to hear the most incredible thing? Most of the staff here is volunteers. We have volunteers all over the country, and most of the volunteers are women who Efrat has helped themselves. Now, the incredible statistic, and I know these are just numbers, but I want you to like really internalize what this means. 83,000 babies have been saved by Efrat, and all of them, 100% of them, over 83,000 are raised by their birth mothers. These are mothers that wanted to have these babies. We're not talking about politics here. We're not talking about pro-life, pro-choice at all. At all. This is not the place for that. This is women who want to have babies. How do we create a world in which they can? So the counseling is one. The other thing is this incredible starter kit. It's like when you and I had babies and we registered, we got married, we registered, and we bought everything. People gave us gifts at our baby shower, and guess what? We bought the rest of it ourselves. So these are women who do not have that option and are literally not having a baby because they can't think about affording a crib. So new here, cribs, strollers, cloth diapers, layette bottles, formula, diapers, wipes, beds, crib sheets, bed sets. I'm looking at it. What else is here? Pacifiers, bibs, all of the basics that you need. A baby bath, a baby bathtub. You can see one right here. All of this is delivered right after birth to make sure that the woman has and the family has what they need to set up. My mother asked me a really interesting question. She said, are all of these single mothers? They're not. 50% are not single mothers, and the other 50%, whether they were single or are divorced, or in separation, separated. There's many, many different stories to the women here that we're helping. So we're talking about the starter kit that we have here, right, in the bathtub there. But it doesn't stop there. Now, before we get to the next step, I want to tell you that from the hospital, these women, most of them, before they go home, their first stop is to bring the baby to Efrat. And they really feel like this is Efrat's child also. When you donate, it is your child as well. We are saving the child together. So social work, we spoke about counseling throughout, all done by volunteers. Come and look here. Diapers galore. I remember even feeling, both my husband and I worked when we got married, and I remember us feeling just like, oh my gosh, diapers are so expensive. Diapers come. I mean, look at this, like, I've never been in an inventory like this, and this is all donated. The incredible thing is the price it costs to save a child. And it's unbelievable. How do we put a cost on a life? But guess what? I don't know. I want you to guess. I want you to write here in the comments and tell me what you think it takes to save a child's life. What does it take? I'm patient. Are you ready for this? $1,500. $1,500. That's it. $1,500. Boxes and boxes and boxes for 2 years, every single month of sustenance and support. The products you need, the tools you need, the food you need, the things you need. You know what it's like when you have a baby and you leave with that baby bag? To give them a baby bag and to make sure that that baby bag is full. $1,500. Now I know, I've spoken so much. You are ready to meet Nir and Ruti, so let's go. Okay, Nir, I was a little bit nervous to come actually. You dispelled all of that in the last hour and a half. We got to know each other really, really well. I was struck by your dedication to the woman. Why? Like, how is that, and why is that? How did that come to be?
It's really, we are trying to make sure that every woman, but every woman,
and to talk to them, yeah.
Every woman should know, we are there for you, first and foremost for the woman. So much stress, so much anguish. We want to make sure she knows, every woman, you, whoever is out there, you know that if you are in distress, we will be there by your side, both emotionally and materially.
Yeah, I wanted to give people a sense of who are the women that walk through the doors here in Efrat.
Jamie, it's everybody. It's women, from Metula to Eilat with all kinds of financial situations, right? So it could be the woman that's just been struggling, a woman who finished the army, she's 22 years old, she met somebody, she's struggling, and she realized, well, now I'm pregnant, how is it going to work out? Or it could be a woman who was actually a very successful woman. She was married to a man who was very, very successful. Yeah. They have already 2 children. He lost his job. She doesn't have a profession. And all of a sudden, the husband says, well, we can't have another child.
Right, you told me
we can't make ends meet.
Too many details, but you told me they were living in a big house, this one story, and right before she was expecting that to sell their house and move their kids into a 1-bedroom apartment, and she was like nervous.
Right, she said, how are we going to have another child? She wanted the child, but nobody was there to support her, including her loving husband.
Yes.
He was loving to her, but he was caring for the other 2 children.
Right.
All we needed was to get her through that hump, through that obstacle, and then later on, God willing, she's going to, see and prosper again. But during the most difficult time, we need to be there for her.
We love miracle stories. You have one. It's made the rounds a bit, but if anyone has not heard it or needs to hear it again, this is a reminder.
So we have many miracle stories. Many miracle stories.
Yes.
But this story is amazing about a volunteer of ours in Kiryat Malachi. She's a pharmacist. One day somebody comes in and is with a prescription for pills to terminate her pregnancy. She says, why? She says to her, listen, we have 3 girls today. We just can't have another one. We just can't. So the woman says to her, listen, I'll help you out. I volunteer for Efrat. I'll help you, whatever you need. Wow. She says, no, it's just not going to happen, not going to happen. She says, listen, please, let's write a letter to the Lubavitcher Rebbe. They write this letter. She doesn't know what happens. 21 years later, she says, I don't know what happened to her. 21 years later, she's on the line, and Israelis like cutting the line. So she was, trying to cut the line, and she says to her, what's going on? She says, I have to receive a letter. My son is getting a commendation from the army. He's a hero. So what did he do? She said. So she says to her, listen, he saved the life of a boy who was stabbed in Hebron. She said to her, wait a second.
But I'm frozen in my spot, and I know the story.
Yeah, so I asked her personally, I said, really, that's what happened? She says to her, I couldn't believe it. I was also frozen in the spot. She says, how long ago did this happen? She said to her, 3 months ago. She said, that's my son. I can't believe it. She says to her, your son saved the life of my son. Then the woman just was beside herself. She says to her, do you know who my son is? She says, my son who saved your son when he was stabbed, you gave birth to him. She said, I gave birth to him? I don't have any other children. What are you talking about? She says, don't you remember 21 years ago I came in here? That's my boy. You helped me have the child that ended up saving the life of your child. What a blessing it is to be there when a woman is in need, and make sure that if she needs your help, you're actually going to help her emotionally or financially, whatever she needs. She'll get over that hump. We know it. The 83,000 women are testimony to that.
83,000 who are being raised by their birth mothers. 83,000 children were being raised by their birth mothers. 83,000 women who had babies that they raised to be successful
It's
adults.
83,000 women. That's the first and primary focus.
I love
It's
it.
83,000 women.
Thank you, Efrat. Thank you, Nir. Thank you, Rutzi. Thank you to you for watching for this long.
Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah, I hope that you had tremendous strength and inspiration. Whatever you can do.
Jamie is inspiring. Come on, definitely.
This is what we do as a community, and I just feel like together we are doing such incredible work. Organization after organization,